Hello, and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Spin Tires taking a look at a brand new map called West Fork Bogs. Now, the West Fork map series has been going on for a little while now, and it's a really cool series, actually. I'll link the map in the description box below so you can check out West Fork Bogs as well as the other West Fork maps. We're using both a Dodge W250 and one of CCS's older square body Chevys. Now, in this video, I wanted to give you guys a general tour of the map, show you guys around it, and let you guys kind of know what's up with the map. Now, I can understand that maybe this map might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it just kind of goes that way with different maps and Spin Tires. You can see it's not a particularly huge map, but the layout is pretty cool. You start out on the peak of this mountain, basically, which is pretty much the tallest area you're going to run into. That you can see down there is a swampy bog area. There's also some winding forest roads, winding mountain roads, as well as some more overgrown trails. So you've got a really nice range of different off-roading characteristics, different paths, and different things you can try. Now, there are 5 objectives on the map, and if you wanted to play this map in terms of logging, I think it would be a really good map for that because the terrain is constantly changing. There's not really a lot of areas where the terrain is exactly the same. He does a really good job of making everything dynamic, making everything feel like it flows, just like a real off-road area should, you know what I mean? If you're doing actual off-roading, you never really know, especially if you've never been to a certain area before, you never quite know what's around the next corner. And they do a really, really good job here on this particular map giving you that feel, especially if you're playing it for the first time. It's not that difficult of a map to drive around on, per se, but it is a lot of fun to drive around on because of the fact that it's got a nice flow and a nice design, and it's just a fun map. And that's hard to convey sometimes, you know, if it's not like super hardcore rock crawling or mudding or something like that, where it's a little bit different, right? If you're doing something like that, that's more along the lines of a high action map. I wouldn't say this map is super high action, but it is very gameplay focused and gameplay involved in the sense that it wants you to explore more. It wants you to drive around the map. It wants you to drive around the map, discover things, figure out where things are. And it really, especially if you were to play this map with the cloaking on, I feel like it would be a really fun map for that as well. When I got to this point, I saw these other trails going off to the right and left of me, and I decided to follow the one to the right that goes up into the hills a little bit. And that one is actually, I mean, that one's kind of cool because it does go down to that swampy, marshy area, so eventually we'll get down to that. And then after getting down to that, we'll probably drive the W250. Now, like I said before, this map promotes exploration, and you could counter that by saying, well, any map in Spin Tires promotes exploration. And the thing is, not really. When you play a lot of different maps, you start to realize the difference between an average map, a good map, and a great map. And this map, what this map does that sets it apart from other maps that a lot of maps, frankly, don't do, is there's a lot of maps where the side trails are just in weird spots or they go to random endings and you're like, why would I take the side trail? I can just, like, get there because the main road is just as interesting and doesn't take me way off into some random direction. Whereas this map, if you wanted to take the main road, you could, sure, that's fine. But if you want a nice, fun break from the main road, you get these extra trails. I don't know why I ran into the ditch there. I think it was probably because I was turning the camera around. But like I said before, the way at which you can explore this map is cool because it promotes the exploration. It promotes going to areas of the map you haven't seen yet because you're like, ooh, what's over here? Or what's over there? Or what might be back here over this hill? Those are the things that run through your mind when you're playing this map and exploring it. And I may say real quick about this truck, I love the detail in it. I really do. It's a really nice example of this particular generation Chevy truck. The suspension is also really nice and seems to work really well at soaking up bumps, soaking up, you know, things bigger than bumps like rocks and small hills. And then also too, it's got tires that are plenty big enough that when you go over stuff, there's no real problem at all with approach and departure angles. The only thing is, I think with the massive back bumper and the hitch, your departure angle is a little iffy. It's not as bad in the front, but in the rear, yeah, you definitely have to watch that big bumper and that hitch. I almost made it through here. I threw it in high and floored it and almost made it through here, and I got so close to the end, and then the engine basically flooded and hydro-locked and died on me, and I couldn't go any further, and I was slightly sad. And then I realized I had a Dodge that I brought with me, so I was like, oh, time to switch to the Dodge. Now, this particular Dodge, really, really cool because not a lot of people have released first gens, and I think, actually, I will say about first gens real quick, I'm loving Greg, I think you pronounce his last name, it's like Greg Albarala or something, I think. I've never actually talked to him or paid too much attention onto how to pronounce his last name, but I have been watching his videos, and I really do enjoy his vlogs, and I've been following his first gen build, and if any of my guys watch him, go over to his videos and let him know that Tomcat was there, and let him know that you guys were there. Let him know that you guys are from here, and I fully support his build and support his channel and all of his builds. He's one of my favorite vloggers right now, actually. I really, really enjoy watching him, and he just seems like a super cool dude, and he builds badass diesel trucks. So what's not to like? You know? I mean, again, super cool. If you don't know who he is, if you don't know who he is, check him out. Like I said, he's one of my favorite vloggers right now. Really, really cool dude to watch. But back to the video at hand. This first gen, a lot of lift and really big tires. Like really, really, really big tires. And I think that number one, it's actually even a little bit shorter in the front than the Chevy is. So really, the angle at which you approach things in this truck, there's very little that it can't climb. It can climb pretty much anything you want it to, or anything it wants to. So at the end of the day, climbing stuff is actually one of this truck's strong points. You wouldn't really think it is because of the fact that it is a big truck, and it is a, you know, it is like a big full size. It's got a long-ish wheelbase, but at the same time, you got to give certain trucks a try before you kind of make a judgment on them. And this truck, I thought was going to be just kind of okay. I thought it was going to act like just a big pickup truck, frankly, like a big full-size pickup truck. But it actually behaved really, really well, and it did really well off-road. So I have no problem in recommending this truck to everybody that's watching the video right now. Like, definitely check this truck out. It's a really fun truck. It's a really effective truck, and I like its add-ons. If you want to have a truck that can be a really good support vehicle, this can haul fuel, it can haul repair points, it can haul pretty much whatever you want it to. I'm really, really hoping that he adds trailer support for it later on down the line, because I would love to tow things with a first-gen Cummins. I think it would be a badass tow rig to, say, for example, tow a rock crawler or a rock bouncer to the trail, or to the to your rock crawling course, or whatever it is that you're going after. That's not really what this map is about. This map is honestly more about either you can play this map from an exploration standpoint, or you can play it from a logging standpoint. And I feel like most of the people that are going to play this map are going to play it from the standpoint of logging. But the nice thing is that with all the mods we have now, you can log with pickup trucks and trailers. You don't have to necessarily use the stock spin tires trucks. You actually don't necessarily have to use them at all. You can completely take them out of your maps. And when I say take them out, I mean take them out at the menu and replace them with different trucks. And there's no problem with that. The mods are to the point now where you can literally play the game with all mods, and it's like not even an issue. But this truck climbs actually like a mountain goat. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said that this truck was a really good climber. This truck climbs so well that it's actually kind of surprising and kind of weird how well this truck climbs. Although when I got into this situation and started to work against gravity and one wheel was off the ground, the truck really started to complain. It didn't like it. I tried to back up, and it came so close to tipping over backwards, it's like not even funny. It's so close to rolling over backwards. I tried a couple of different things. I tried working the wheel back and forth, and eventually I winched the back bumper to a tree, and that ended up being a decent idea, but it could have gone better, because basically what happened was I stalled the truck out, pinned it on the tailgate, and pretty much left it sitting completely vertical. So, top tip, if you're trying to back up off of a rock formation and it's steep on the other side, just don't. It's not the world's best idea. But I definitely recommend this map. Check it out. Link will be in the description box below. I really support these maps. I support this whole series of maps, and I think they're all great. I also really think that you guys should try these two trucks. They're on the Steam Workshop. Check them out. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time. Talk to you all later.